Good everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going over the final, well, this isn't actually the final part, but it's the final part that we're actually recording. Today we're going to be going over French tanks that the M11 can face. Thank you, Dark Angel.
You're welcome.
Now, the French tanks are probably the most annoying and most dangerous for the M11 to fight, because half the time the 37mm gun in the hull just can't penetrate them. So, today's first tank is the H39. Now, the best way I recommend you try and take this tank out, I don't recommend engaging French tanks at all, except for a couple, which I will point out. The best thing to do, Dark Angel, stop driving a second, is to shoot the gun barrel, like so, and then go for an attempted turret ring shot. Obviously it's not a guaranteed penetration, as you can tell, but eventually you will most likely get a shot in. This is the trouble with fighting French tanks. Most of them are immune to your guns.
That killed my driver somehow.
That did. But most of the time that would kill the gunner and would kill the vehicle regardless. But the M1139 really should not engage French tanks. The French tanks are just far too heavily armoured compared to their contemporaries such as the Stuart. The Stuart can at least be killed. Most French tanks are a struggle. So now we're
I
going to
wish
go...
I could do that for the reserve tanks of this tree.
You betcha. So now we're going to go over the S35. This will also apply to the Sal 40 tank destroyer, which is probably even worse to fight. So the S35 in real life was known for being a reasonable medium tank. But there is a way you can potentially knock this thing out, and that's to potentially try this area here. I'm not certain if this will actually work. Okay, that is a no. It seems the lower glacis is your best bet.
That worked.
The lower glacis and the rear of the vehicle is pennable because it's only 34mm. However, a smart S35 driver will simply just sit at range where you can't do anything and uses 47 to take you apart. That's the sad part, sadly. Most of these French tanks you will not be able to kill. Now we're going to go over possibly well, it's actually the easiest tank, if I would call it a tank, that we can kill. The AMR 35. What did you say, Dark Angel?
We can't call the next thing a tank that's gonna come out.
Oh, don't worry, we've already got plans for that. So the AMR is probably the easiest vehicle for us to kill. It's very lightly armoured, and the 25mm gun does struggle to penetrate its armour. But all it takes is a single shot. It's a 2-crew vehicle. You should be able to handle this vehicle very effectively. Just be sure to watch your side, because this vehicle will easily kill you.
So here comes the toughest of the French tanks vehicles.
Indeed. The final tank we're going to be taking a look at... Oh! I thought you was bringing out the B1. We'll do that shortly then. So, the P70 AA is the only AA vehicle that you will encounter. And well, if you have a problem killing this thing, then something's up. But the P70 is actually a pretty reasonable threat if it gets to your side. But if you've got it headlong like this, the best thing to do to troll the driver is to take out the engine.
I'm on fire.
And then to just slowly work over the vehicle with
so
your cannon and machine guns. That's the best way to deal with the P70 AA. And now, Dark Angel, can you bring out the Queen of 2.0, please?
Yes, I can.
Other than the Panzer IV. The B1 Biz, ladies and gentlemen.
Can somebody play the Sharp theme music?
Unfortunately, we don't have that music at the moment, and even if we did, that would be copyrighted. Anyway,
so
the B1 Biz, I don't even think this is killable by the M1139. I'll be truthfully honest. Okay, Dark Angel, can you just stop right there, please? Stop the tank right there. That'll do. As you can see, the turret ring is 40mm thick in that spot. And the vehicle is just completely unpennable. However, there is one spot where I never recommend you try this, but I noticed it the other day. And I'm about to be killed by the spawn protection if I'm not hurrying up it.
Well, you could have gone up there, I could have driven forward.
That's okay, I should be okay. Okay, can you just drive forward a little bit forward, please? Around about there. where I've just fired. Now, there is technically a spot where you can penetrate the B1, however, you need to be higher than the vehicle most of the time. There is a small driver's port, well there's a driver's port right here. You have to
Oh wait,
hit the certain part though. It appears to not be penetrating. There we go, it has penetrated, but not done a lot of damage.
I
So,
don't see any damage.
so ladies and gentlemen, if you encounter a B1 Biz in your M1139, the only thing I can say is run. That's literally all I can say. I hope this short video on the French tanks is somewhat helpful, as maybe it will help you avoid the French tanks, and don't worry about Dark Angel here, he does this all the time. And well, personally, avoid engaging French tanks in general. Avoid the B1, avoid the S-35, avoid anything that isn't either a AMR, a P-70, or something along those lines. So I hope that helps somewhat, and well, obviously you'll see the Italian video, which will be the last in the series, but this is the last that we've recorded. So, I hope you
Because it
enjoyed this.
took me to grind the
What was I going to say,
for
Dark
open.
Angel? What did you say, Dark Angel?
It's the last we recorded because it took me ages to grind these things.
It did, sadly. But I hope this helped everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this little series that we've done. And personally, I'd like to thank Dark Angel for being so helpful for doing this.
Of course.
Anyway, I thank you all
I
for
expect
watching.
it to be.
Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you all in the next one.